Time slips refer to reported phenomena where individuals believe they have momentarily experienced a different time period, often resulting in vivid sensations and detailed perceptions of historical or future contexts. These occurrences typically challenge conventional understandings of time, creating a fascination that spans cultural, psychological, and scientific discussions. Notable cases such as the Moberly Jourdain incident at Versailles and the Liverpool time slip have captured public interest, leading to ongoing debates about the nature of reality and the mechanisms underlying these experiences. The phenomenon of time slips is generally categorized into several types, including historical, future, emotional, and spontaneous time slips. Historical time slips often involve individuals perceiving events from the past, characterized by intense sensory details that blur the line between memory and reality. In contrast, future time slips entail brief glimpses of potential events, raising questions about the perception of time and the possibility of foresight. Emotional time slips are influenced by heightened emotional states, suggesting that our psychological experiences can significantly distort our perception of time. Despite their intriguing nature, time slips are often met with skepticism and criticism, primarily due to psychological and scientific explanations. Critics argue that many reported experiences can be attributed to cognitive errors, such as confirmation bias or alterations in time perception during intense emotional states. Additionally, the theoretical constraints of modern physics, particularly Einstein's theory of relativity, cast doubt on the feasibility of time travel and the existence of time slips, challenging the validity of these claims within established scientific frameworks. Overall, the study of time slips encompasses a rich tapestry of anecdotal accounts, psychological insights, and theoretical considerations, highlighting humanity's enduring curiosity about the nature of time and consciousness. What types of time slips are there? Time slips can be categorized into several distinct types based on the nature of the experience and the context in which they occur. Each type offers unique insights into the subjective experience of time and the underlying mechanisms that may contribute to these phenomena. One of the most commonly reported types of time slips involves individuals who believe they have momentarily traveled to a different historical era. These experiences often involve vivid sensations and detailed perceptions of sights, sounds, and even social interactions from the past. Witnesses may describe feelings of disruption upon returning to their present time, questioning the reality of their experience. These accounts often lack rational explanations and challenge our understanding of temporal boundaries, leaving both believers and skeptics intrigued by their implications. In contrast to historical time slips, some individuals report experiencing moments where they perceive events from the future. These experiences may include brief glimpses of future scenarios or emotions associated with those scenarios. Although less frequently documented, such accounts raise questions about the nature of time, perception, and the possibility of foresight. As with historical slips, these experiences often leave individuals feeling perplexed and seeking explanations for their encounters with what they believe to be future realities. Emotional states play a significant role in the experience of time slips. Research indicates that heightened emotions can alter one's perception of time, leading to sensations of time stretching or compressing during intense experiences. This phenomenon suggests that emotional intensity can create a subjective distortion in time awareness, which may manifest as a time slip. For instance, during traumatic events, individuals often report a perception of time elongating, as their heightened state of awareness allows for deeper processing of surrounding stimuli. Unlike the deliberate actions often depicted in fictional portrayals of time travel, time slips are typically spontaneous occurrences. Individuals may find themselves slipping from thought or preparation. Spontaneous nature complicates the study of time slips, as they often leave no physical evidence or predictability, making them challenging to verify. Such experiences can range from brief moments of confusion to profound realizations about the fluidity of time and consciousness. Let's look at some anecdotal cases. Throughout history, numerous anecdotal accounts have emerged detailing personal experiences of time slips. These stories, while subjective and often unverifiable, contribute to the broader understanding of time slips as a phenomenon that transcends cultural and temporal boundaries. Notable cases often capture public interest, leading to ongoing discussions about the potential connections between these experiences and broader questions about the nature of time and reality. Let's look at some theories and explanations now. The nature of time perception. Time perception is a complex cognitive process that can be categorized into several distinct ranges, each processed by different areas of the brain. These ranges include subsecond time, circadian timing, astrocyte, glutamine clearance delay, to explain how we perceive time, with one notable model being the strength model of time memory. This model posits that a memory trace persists over time, allowing individuals to judge how long ago an event occurred based on the strength of that trace. However, this model conflicts with observations that memories of recent events can fade more quickly than older memories, suggesting that the mechanisms of time perception are more intricate than initially assumed. Let's look at some indirect versus direct perception theories. The debate between direct and indirect theories of perception is relevant to understanding time slips. The indirect theory posits that we perceive external objects through intermediaries, such as sense data, whereas the direct theory argues that perception involves no such intermediaries. Presentists who maintain that only the present moment is real, of which I might be one of them, face challenges in reconciling their views with the concept of time slips, as the states of objects we perceive are often in the past. This raises questions about the reality of perceived objects if all that is experienced is temporally displaced. Quantum perspectives on time. Emerging theories from quantum mechanics suggest that time may not follow a linear progression, but could instead be a flexible construct influenced by consciousness. Concepts such as quantum entanglement, where particles maintain interconnected states regardless of distance, offer intriguing possibilities for the understanding of time slips. Some theories propose that consciousness might interact with the fabric of time, enabling individuals to experience simultaneous connections to different temporal realities, thus challenging traditional notions of sequential time flow. Psychological influences on time slips. Many reported experiences of time slips occur during moments of fatigue, distraction, or heightened emotional states. Researchers suggest that these conditions may cause the brain to create vivid scenarios that blend memory and imagination, leading to these anomalous experiences. Interestingly, not all time slips conform to this pattern. Some individuals report experiencing time slips in calm situations, indicating that factors influencing perception are varied and complex. This interplay between psychological states and perceptions of time remains an area of active inquiry in both psychological and philosophical circles. Let's look now at the role of emotion in temporal experience. Research indicates that emotional information may hold a privileged status when individuals mentally travel backward or forward in time. By reflecting on nostalgic memories or imagining future selves, individuals can reconnect with their core values and long term goals, reinforcing their sense of identity. Techniques such as nostalgia interventions and visualizing one's best possible self can enhance this temporal experience, suggesting that our emotional state significantly impacts how we perceive and interact with time. Time slips are reported occurrences where individuals or groups believe they have temporarily experienced a different time period, often leading to significant and mysterious events. Several notable cases have captured public interest and sparked discussion about the nature of time and reality. One of the most famous time slip occurrences is the Moberly Jourdain incident, which took place in August 1901 at the Palace of Versailles. Two British academics, Charlotte Ann Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, whatever, reported encountering Queen Marie Antoinette and her children in the gardens of the palace. They described the scene as eerily reminiscent of the 18th century, complete with individuals dressed in period clothing and an atmosphere that felt detached from their own time. In 1957, three trainee soldiers in Percy, Suffolk, experienced what they described as a time slip into medieval England. As they approached the village, they noticed a sudden silence and an environment that appeared ancient, devoid of modern elements like telegraph wires or street lamps. The soldiers reported seeing white ducks at a stream that seemed lifeless, further adding to the surreal atmosphere of their experience. Another well documented case occurred in Liverpool in 1996. An off duty policeman named Frank encountered an unusual situation while walking along Bold Street. He was nearly hit by a van from the 1950s and noticed that the surrounding environment had changed, with shops transformed and pedestrians dressed in vintage clothing. This momentary shift left him and a woman, who also experienced a time slip, bewildered as they attempted to reconcile their experiences with the modern setting. In 1916, Edith Olivier reported a time slip experience while traveling from Devizes to Swindon. She claimed to have witnessed a quaint village fair in Avebury, complete with traditional games and festivities, only to find herself abruptly back in her own time as she continued her journey. This event has become a classic example of how time slips can intersect with rural folklore and local history. Numerous other accounts have been recorded, including experiences involving military personnel, like the peculiar incident in Chile in 1977, where soldiers witnessed mysterious lights and an unexplained disappearance. These cases collectively highlight the intriguing phenomenon of time slips and their capacity to evoke questions about the nature of time, perception, and reality. Time slips have permeated various aspects of popular culture, inspiring a multitude of narratives across literature, film, and folklore. The fascination with altered perceptions of time often serves as a backdrop for exploring complex themes related to reality and human experience. The intrigue surrounding time slips has also found its way into film and television, where narratives often involve characters being thrust into different eras, leading to both comedic and dramatic situations. Such portrayals challenge viewers' perceptions of time and reality, evoking a sense of wonder and contemplation about the nature of existence. Popular films such as Back to the Future and The Time Traveler's Wife utilize time travel as a central plot device, thereby reflecting the enduring allure of time manipulation and its implications for human relationships and identity. In literature, time slips manifest through stories that feature characters experiencing temporal dislocation. One prominent example is the tale of Rip Van Winkle, who falls asleep for 20 years only to awaken in a dramatically different world, encapsulating the fluid nature of time and reality. This narrative theme resonates with numerous cultural accounts of individuals who encounter unexpected shifts in time, such as the accounts of Charlotte Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain during their visit to the Palace of Versailles in 1901. where they reportedly witnessed the past as it was during the time of Marie Antoinette. And my interest in time slips is mostly because one of my aunts actually had an experience herself, so it's not really anecdotal for me. For me, this is family history, which is why I'm actually doing research into what's available out there and what we knew about time slips and the nature of time. In addition to structured narratives, time slips resonate within the realm of folklore and urban legends. These stories often involve individuals recounting experiences that defy conventional understanding, akin to ghost stories where the narrative becomes a vehicle for exploring deeper philosophical questions about time and existence. Such accounts echo the historical significance of time slips, suggesting a long-standing human fascination with the anomalies of temporal experience and the nature of reality itself. The concept of time slips has been met with a range of skepticism and criticism, primarily rooted in psychological and scientific explanations for such phenomena. Many skeptics argue that time slips can often be attributed to cognitive errors, such as confirmation bias, where individuals convince themselves of experiences that align with their pre existing beliefs about time travel and alternate realities. This suggests that personal interpretations of time related events may not reflect objective reality, but rather subjective cognitive frameworks. One significant area of criticism focuses on the psychological impact of time perception on decision making and behavior. Altered time perception can lead to biases such as boredom, impulsivity, and heightened emotional states, which can distort an individual's experience of time. For instance, mind wandering, often a byproduct of boredom, has been shown to impair task performance and can create a subjective sense of time contraction, wherein individuals feel as though time is moving slower or faster than it actually is. Such phenomena challenge the reliability of time slips as genuine experiences, positing, instead, that they may arise from psychological states rather than objective temporal anomalies. From a scientific standpoint, the feasibility of time travel and the existence of time slips remain contentious. Notably, Einstein's theory of relativity suggests that traveling back in time would require surpassing the speed of light, an endeavor deemed physically impossible due to the infinite energy required. Thus, the lack of empirical evidence for time travel, coupled with the theoretical constraints of modern physics, further casts doubt on the validity of time slip experiences. Additionally, discussions regarding causal asymmetry, the principle that later events cannot affect earlier ones, highlight the difficulties in reconciling time slips with established scientific understanding. Critics point out that if causation is fundamentally asymmetric, the notion of time slips, which imply interaction across different temporal states, becomes increasingly problematic.